All right, so today's video, we're watching a support, and they're going to be playing Moira, and then Brigitte and Mercy. Hola! I started playing Overwatch at the end of Season 9. I've been consuming a lot of your spectating videos, and I really enjoy how you analyze each player. For this particular game, the team communicated that they wanted to play Dive, and I took this a bit too literal at the beginning. We'll find out. After Watch, I defaulted to my playstyle, and we rolled the first round. One thing that I struggle with is game sense. That's a lot of people. Some other times I feel lost and just do the objective instead of maybe diving or doing some other play. I would love to hear your take on what I should do next in order to improve my gameplay as a support. Also, if like you're new to Overwatch and you're already in like this like almost plat range, you're actually off to a pretty good start. Just want to point that out. We'll see how it goes. Also, like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment. Okay, so first step. All right, off to a really good start. Yeah, you definitely took the dive part too literal. A lot of players like to play up here, so if you go up here and dive that exact angle, you're going to get rolled. I love how you said your team wanted to play dive, and you're the only one who went there, but look where your teammates went, right? So when your team dives, it does not mean you lead the dive. Let your teammates engage first and see where they go. Yeah, so far, and you kind of mentioned you don't know what your next steps are. It's like, right now, I want you to kind of see what you're doing. And we kind of saw this recently in a video where we had a BAP that was kind of like just like shooting at ghosts. Now, like, it's okay to like occasionally just like hold your right click down, but like, do you see what you're doing? Like, the majority of the game, you're just holding your right click on the nobody and you're just stuck in spawn state. Like, look where the cart is. Look at how much like movement your team has and look where you've defaulted to. You just keep falling back. So something that you can do, especially because you said you're a little bit newer to the game, is find where your teammates are going, especially like your tank. And start to take that map control with them, because all you're doing is defaulting backwards. And like, to give you an idea, if you have a Mercy and an Echo, right, you're not going to want to fall back with that Mercy Echo, because the way they're going to play it, the way they're going to engage, the way they're going to play the game in general is going to be a lot different than the way that you're going to play it, right? So you're going to be the one hero that's more engaged with your tank than like your Mercy is. So remember that you need to stay more engaged in these team fights. I mean, look at it this way. You're a minute 30 into the game and you're on a hero that is known to get a lot of like really good ult charge and you're only at 48%. All you've really done is kind of ran around the map and not really done much of anything. As Moira, one of the benefits you have of this hero is you can do a lot and constantly find something to do. So when you're finding nothing to do on Moira, it generally means you're playing a bit more lost than you normally would, which is fine because you also said you're a bit new. But like right there, like you throw a random healing orb there when you would be benefiting from a damage orb. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they could be spy checking for the Sombra with the right click at times, but at other times, like, they've been doing it before they even recognized there was a Sombra. So like, I think it's just a part of what they do playstyle-wise. I could be wrong though. And maybe it's just like they're already at that level of doing that, which is good. Another little bit of a tip here. You wasted your healing orb there. Let me explain why. You have the support passive, which kicks in a lot quicker. So at a certain point when like you're about to get your HP back and you're not like an immediate like take a bunch of damage, I'd rather see you get like a really good orb here to help your teammates on high ground or damage. Let your support passive kick in and you'll be fine. You're already behind on ult anyway. You're not gonna, that extra second isn't gonna really matter. I mean, like, I don't think they're trying to get him out of stealth. I think they're trying to do damage to the Sombra if the Sombra tries to do damage to their teammates. You get what I'm saying? It's more about preventing the Sombra from getting the hack than it is about, like, anything else. So you can do that still as a Moira. It just prevents them from going to the next level. This would be a healing orb situation if you really needed to, but you probably don't have to. Good job. Good usage of your orb. This is where you want to probably do more damage orbs. Nice. Good idea. Get out with your fade. Good EMP. You should win that team fight now. Nice, good reaction. I thought that was a good reaction by you. Your Sombra should be able to get them, but that's I like the idea of that random damage orb because you can still win that. So. Well, I mean, that's the thing is, like, it's good to see them using, like, their orbing correctly and all that stuff because they want to learn the game and keep getting better. So when we're watching this, like, that's a good damage orb. I'm going to keep commenting on your orbs a lot because I want to give time. Why is it a good damage orb? They're out of position a little bit. Your teammates will be fine. Like, that damage orb can lead to some early damage. That healing orb I'm fine with, only because like your Winston was getting low. Keep in mind they do have the passive now, which kicks in a little bit. It heals a little bit more now, so you do have to rely on that, but I also understand going for the heal. If you want to be aggressive now, you can lead in with your ultimate. I do want you to be careful of one thing. Sombra can hack your ultimate, so you got to be careful of getting right-clicked. So if you decide to ult it, just be careful of that Sombra, is all I'm saying. Okay, you stopped the hack. Good job. I mean, overall, your ult did what it had to do. Good damage orb at the end. Your Winston overcommitted, so if they get rolled there, it's on them. They have their ults, they're fine. Damage orb back left. Wonderful damage orb. That was good. Dive in the back line. Well played. Good job. That was a good third point. Dude, why do they ult there? I'm okay with the ult there. I'll explain why. Okay, so I feel like a lot of people will like see an ultimate like that and be like, oh, why are they doing that? And the thing is like that sometimes you need to be aggressive with your ultimate. So you're saying, oh, they were full health. Yeah, but like if you're using your Moira ultimate to purely heal your teammates when they get to low HP, it's actually not going to work as well, especially considering they have the new changes in Overwatch in Season 9 that have 20% healing reduction, right? In that situation, the Moira also just create the space and keep the momentum going. Sometimes momentum is some of the best ultimates you can use. You may get no value and it may not show in the kill feed, but like the momentum of what your ultimate does and the position it puts them in leads to a much better team fight. If you're in the mindset of like, oh, my ultimate needs to get full value or my teammates aren't low HP, I can't use Moira ult here, you're gonna waste your time on Moira ult not using it at the time. You're gonna have 2 Moira ults per half instead of 4. Anyway. Remember, they have a D.Va now, so be a little bit more careful with your orbs that you can eat orb as D.Va. Just remember that. It can be... Now you're in that spot where you're lost. You want to sit with your Sigma and you also want to help your team to the right. Here's where I'm at. Worry about your Sigma for now. If your teammates die to the right, that's going to be on your team's position. Because your teammates actually have a good position, and you do have the Mercy there. Problem is, your Mercy's trying to heal your tank now, and I think your team's starting to get consolidated down into this one area, so it could go south eventually. But we'll see. He said using Graviton Flux to bait Life Lever Pole. Don't even get me started. The card? Oh, the card's moving. I mean... I imagine they're going to stop them, which they did, but yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Also, what is it with Sombra being played so much in Overwatch now? Like, I wonder what the pick rate on Sombra is in Overwatch 2 in comparison to Overwatch 1. In Overwatch 1, you barely saw Sombra. I feel like in Overwatch 2, you just always see Sombra because it's like, people are like, well, do they have a tank? All right, it's time to go Sombra. I will agree that the playstyle is a little bit better than before also. It feels like you're more involved in the team fight. But now Sombra feels like anybody can pick up Sombra. And there's going to be a difference between a good Sombra or a bad Sombra, but like the way that you can play Sombra now in comparison to before, which I think is pretty cool they're able to take the hero and do that. At the same time, I also play tank, so I'm also biased, and I hate that I have to go up against Sombra every game. But still. So yeah, just to point out what's happening here with your team is your team kind of just got lost, and you got lost also. That happens. I'm gonna give you that first point of like, that was just a team effort of being lost, but I do want to see what happens on the second point. Yeah. Okay, so I want to ask you a question. I'm gonna pause. What are you doing? You're essentially lost right now. You're not with your team. Your tank is up here. Your Mercy's up here, and your Echo's up here, and you're just down here doing absolutely nothing. So like, remember to try to like default to get into your team unless you have like a really set plan. Whether or not you win this team fight or lose this team fight, you're just not giving your team the best chance, especially in an advantageous position where you have like a huge ult advantage. You see how you're just kind of lost and you're in front of them now? Oh, what a hinder! Okay, now you've had to use all your cooldowns. You're probably going to ult now. I can see. If I was playing Moira here, I would hit that ult button. Not whether or not it'd be good or bad, you bet I'm hitting that button. And now you're lost again. You're trying to survive. Support passive's kicked in. All your teammates are trying to go to point now. You just EMP'd. You ult, and now let's see. Good ult. Good ult. Yeah, I was happy with the ult. Good reaction. But I feel like some of this play can be prevented if you're with your team. You all had to use all these ultimates and like waste your like huge ult advantage just because like you didn't want to work together as a team. And this included yourself, where you just were not with your team, you were not playing with people, you were just kind of all over the place. And then you have this domino effect where you use a bunch of your ultimates, and now it's like, okay, what do you do next team fight? No, I know, listen, I know that like getting your teammates to work together with you can be really difficult, but I also think it's okay to get in the mindset of you working with your team. They don't necessarily have to work with you, right? But you can work with them. Does that make sense? So I'm always in the mindset that a lot of time when you do things together as a team, you're more likely going to win than if you just do things on your own. There's going to be like edge cases to that, but you're going to be in a tough spot. I don't mind the healing orb there because I get it. Yeah, you're in a tough spot. Be careful, be careful. Oh, remember that your right-click life steals? So what that means is that when you right-click somebody, you get healed. So if they're in a situation where you have 7 HP and they don't see you, don't be afraid to start right-clicking them to get your HP back up a lot quicker. Okay? Why does Moira always heal objects and walls? I mean, I do that sometimes. I think a lot of it's just like you want to hit your button and like you end up just like healing nothing. But like, it's okay to do that, especially when you're in those 1v1s. Nice job there. Good 1v1. Good healing orb to keep you alive. Like, everything was good there. Karma behind you. You can heal an orb again if you need to. Nice. Now, what's the downside of what's happening here, chat? They're staggering themselves pretty hard. Oh, there's a Mauga. Isn't there just something like amazing about seeing all of like the changes they've made of, like over like the past few seasons with like Orisa, Roadhog, and Mauga, and yet still here we are in a gold plat game to see that they're on Roadhog Mauga even after all those changes? That is an ambitious ultimate. Wonderful. Okay, so why wasn't this ultimate good? I'll explain in a second. 1, follow-up. You have no follow-up from your team. It's really hard to follow up around here. Yes, your teammates are here, but they're in a bad spot. 2, you're ulted in because you fade in with half HP, so you have to use it defensively, so you can't actually use your ultimate. If you're going to use your ultimate, you try to limit when you use fade. In this situation, you have no follow-up. You're at a corner where it's really hard for them to be able to... What the heck is going on over here? Holy crap. That cast is vibing. I mean, they're vibing. Like, I don't even... Anyway, I want you to be proactive with your ultimate, but I also want you to think about the follow-up of your teammates. Your team's backing up a lot now, which isn't really on you. It's more on your team just got rolled. Yeah, you're dead. Good luck. Good luck to the next half. You said at least hiding behind a wall isn't an issue anymore? What do you mean? They reverted that change immediately. Also, great ultimate by your teammate here. Wait a second. Your soldier just got limbs? 3 of them? With soldier ultimate? What's going on? What are you pinging? Are you good? What is happening? I don't know what's going on here, or like where you think like somebody on their team is, but if your reaction to even know when somebody's on the bridge, which there wasn't, by the way, doing what you just did is not the reaction you want to have. So don't just sit there and just hold right click and run around in circles, because all you're doing at that point is you're not helping anybody. So like, remember, even if you know they have that high ground, unless your team is all willing to go up there and work together, you can't just sit there and try to go into like solo mode, because look what happened. Even if they were up there, your teammates get rolled, and now your teammates fall over, and now you give up the point just like that. Now, is that directly your fault? No. Did you help with that situation? No. So just remember that. Elpheus, thanks for the 50 months to the British Prime. So thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. And there you go. They're going to win the team fight. I mean, there's just if they lost that team fight, I'd be very surprised. The other team, that is. Your team is definitely losing the team fight. I'll let it go for now, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, you have good time. I mean, that's not like the issue here. You do have good time, but yeah.
Score 3-3.
Oh yeah, you're on Mercy. Okay, this was an interesting swap. Wasn't your teammate playing Mercy at 1.2? So I'm curious as to what happened that your teammate went Moira and then you went Mercy. Okay, damage boosted. Like to see it. Maybe the other Moira had a better skin. I mean, that's fair. I think we all can agree that that's generally the deciding factor. Is that if the other Moira or like teammate has the better skin, then you have to give it to him. Like you can't stay on that hero. So that's a respectable way to go about it. So, did you wish Twitch to give you notifications? Yeah, have people not been getting notifications? Lonnie texted me yesterday and goes, "Oh, you taking another day off?" And I go, "Huh?" And she's like, "Wait a second." She didn't get any notifications that I went live. I think it's because I didn't stream for 2 days. There's like this weird thing sometimes on Twitch where if you don't stream for a couple days in a row, they like deactivate notifications to some people, and like they don't get notifications. Also, good hold there. I mean, that was good. I mean, honestly, that worked out. I would say this much, chat. For anybody watching this or anybody watching on YouTube on this video now, I generally stream Monday through Saturday. Pretty early. So if like you don't know if I'm live or not, if you just check the channel, I'll either be live or I won't, of course. But like, definitely check. I'm definitely live more often than we're not when it comes to my stream. So if you don't get the notification, just stop by and check, and you'll probably see that I'm live. All right, now you're on Brig. Brig's good here. I don't mind Brig. Brig's fine. I think like Yeah, Brig is good. You know what Brig is good for here? In my opinion, if you don't have much time, like card time to push, and you're afraid that like the other team can bring it back, I feel like Brig ultimate is like a team fight winner. Like Brig ult and EMP just win team fights, especially when you don't have to push it too far because they're funneled into your ultimate. I feel like those two ultimates are like game winners. Battle Pass. I think the season goes for like, I want to say exactly 2 more weeks. Oh, wait, once again, when you're playing Brig, I do this too, where I just, like, swing randomly. If you ever need to know what to do on Brig, just find your other support. That's it. And if you can't find your support, just find somebody to make unkillable. Think of you as, like, an off-tank, or, like, a hero that makes one hero unkillable. Rather than just kind of, like, sit here and get stuck, just, like, find somebody. Be like, you know what? I'm going to keep my Moira alive. Or I'm going to keep my Genji alive because I'm near them. Just find one person and keep them alive until things settle. If you can't figure out what to do and you just need a second to settle, find your other support, find somebody to make unkillable. And that's that. Nice bash. Keeping your team alive. Proc Inspire. Remember, anybody learning Brig, Proc and Inspires when you do damage with any of your abilities. Whether it's your bash, whether it's your flail, whether it's just swinging on them, that's how you proc your heals. It's an AoE heal, and it's really good. The more you proc Inspire, the better. So, good job. Good win. I think, like, yeah, you're going to win this. I mean, if you lose this, I'd be very surprised. But I would say for you, your #1 issue is you just get lost a lot of the time, which is understandably fair. I mean, you've only been playing the game for, like, almost 4 months now, which there's a huge learning curve to Overwatch. So, like, I totally understand that. Just remember, like, when you're on Moira, stop getting, like, stuck doing nothing. Always find something to do. Sometimes it's as simple as, like, all you're doing is just getting to where your team's at. Or, like, you know, if you want to, like, if you have an ultimate and you feel like you're sitting on it long, just hit that ult button. See what happens. Be proactive with it. You don't have to wait forever. And I think if you do that, you're going to see really good improvement. I'd also say, for, like, honestly, for you being, like, new to the game, I think this is an optimistic, like, look at how you, like, your gameplay is. I think you've actually figured out a lot of, like, the basics. Now it's about fine-tuning it, which is really cool to see. And I think it's also a lot of players now are starting to pick up more on the Spectating series, and they're applying a lot of, like, that early game knowledge. Now it's just about fine-tuning it and, like, finding those issues. So it's been really cool to see. So I think you'll climb. I just think, like, you need to, like, get less of that I'm doing nothing mode. And a lot of that is just having a plan. And that plan can be as simple as, like, hey, I'm going to go to my teammate and I'm going to keep my teammate alive right here. Or I'm going to not get stuck on the low ground and do absolutely nothing. And you start doing things like that, and I think you'll be in a good spot. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment, all of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below, you'll see my Discord, that's where you can do that, so just join my Discord in general if you haven't. We also record these live on stream. If you look below the webcam, you can see the Twitch chat right there, so stop by if you haven't, and with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.